High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project. It would be a wrongdoing in the event that he got not exactly A++, since even the grip of the vehicle works. High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project. A shrewd 17-year-old Redditor has shared the reasonable mechanical model of a wooden vehicle he planned and worked in around 300 hours throughout the span of a half year. Goodness, and he did it with simply $35. It's RWD 3-speed manual with a V8. High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project. What you're seeing is an 11th grader's physics project that was intended to have better chances in college or prospective employee meetings. It wouldn't not be right to say that he will smash those meetings. You can watch the vehicle moving from here. It is basically astounding. He's been carpentry since age 4. The Lithuanian high schooler figured out how to do this task because of his unfillable craving for comprehension of how stuff functions and making stuff. Evidently, he's been carpentry since age 4, watching a great deal of Mythbusters and considering how stuff is made. Future following right after it's, these are the world's speediest trains. Besides, he played a great deal with Lego gears and other specialized pieces. He expressed that he is keen on anything mechanical and saw he can gain proficiency with a great deal of important information from disconnected fields. His past experience of dealing with bikes assisted him with building this vehicle. High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project. The cycle behind the plan. In this video, he clarifies the cycle behind every segment, and it is basically awe-inspiring. Evidently, the solitary individual he found support from was his father. His father assisted him with eliminating a lump of wood from the motor square and showed him how to utilize the switch to make the wheels. Other than that, this venture is exclusively his child. High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project. Only working was the most difficult part. As per a post he made on Reddit, the most distressing piece of the cycle was that he was on his own as far as possible. Since such a plan was absent on the web, if there should arise an occurrence of an issue, he'd need to manage it all alone. High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project. He expressed that the gearbox was the hardest thing to plan. He said, "Distinctive plan ideas for the gearbox have been at the forefront of my thoughts for quite a long time. None of the segments were too hard to construct, since I invested a great deal of energy planning them right, and eventually, it was actually similar to adhering to guidelines. In any case, the grip was most likely the hardest. A great deal of adjusting and rec, including the water power, was included." High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project. He will utilize the plan for new employee screenings. When inquired as to whether he was keen on selling the current model, he expressed he had plans to utilize this model for prospective employee meetings. Also, he says that he is the lone technician who realizes how to chip away at the plan. Obviously, it requires upkeep and fixes, and he wouldn't have any desire to sell something that he knows may fall flat later on. We're trusting he will get an A+ for this venture, since it would be insane something else. High schooler builds fully functional wooden car model in 300 hours for physics project.